Greetings, humanoids of the internet. My name is Bob, and this is episode 26 of Journey into Space. Yeah, I am filming this on Halloween night. Now you're not going to see it until after Halloween night. But in any case, happy belated Halloween. We had some trick-or-treaters come by, but we had nothing to give them except baby carrots. So we didn't bother to try to give them baby carrots. We're being bad Halloween hosts today. Now, what we were going to do today is continue our exploration of Ike. I actually shot a considerable amount of video of me exploring Ike, trying to find a mythical flat place on Ike that's big enough that has Kethane that we can put our base on, and we're still going to do that. But then I thought to myself, this is some damn boring shit, me rolling around on Ike trying to find someplace flat, that has Kethane that's flat. I said to myself, that is some damn boring shit. So I reserve the absolute right to screw over the space program of the Kerbals whenever I feel like it. Yes, that's right. That's right. Your space program that puts you on the moon, I reserve the right to screw it totally over to do something that's more cool. And what we're going to do that's more cool is this. Load spacecraft. Okay. Now, every once in a while, I like to go back to basics, try to learn how to do simple things like go to the moon a little better. And this is my moon rocket that I came up with. It was very simple and basically just intended to be capable of going to the moon or to Minmus. And then I thought to myself, I wonder if I could get this to Duna and back. Well, I did add another gas tank to it, so let me go ahead and load up the current version. Come here, the Simplicity 1 spacecraft. There it is. Okay, this is almost the same thing except it has a slightly different arrangement of parachutes. I got 2 parachutes for landing on Duna and the 1 parachute for coming home on. That's the right one, yep. And I did add 1 more tank of fuel. I've got fuel lines leading to these fins, which are fuel cross-feed capable, and then up to here, so that it will drain this tank first, then drain these 2 tanks first, and then finally it will go into these. So I'm going to try to get this, basically just a moon rocket, nothing more than that. Try to get this moon rocket to Duna and back. Now you may be asking yourself, how is Bob planning to do that? Because the only part of it that's going to orbit is this part. It doesn't really look big enough to get to Duna and back. What we're going to do is we're going to do a gravity assist off the moon. We're going to use the moon's gravity to slingshot us out towards Duna. And it's a very interesting technical proposal. A rather difficult thing than what many of the things that we've been doing. I mean, my usual approach to going to Duna or anywhere else is just, build a ginormous rocket and send it there, and just have way more fuel than you'll ever possibly need. This is we're going to try a different approach. We're going to try to make the most of a very limited amount of fuel. We need to get to Duna using no more than these 3 tanks here, land on Duna, and then return to Kerbin on just these 3 tanks here, which are really two normal-sized tanks. In order to do that, we're going to have to do a gravitational assist off the moon. We may have to do a gravitational assist off of Ike coming back. I don't know if this is possible. I haven't tried it yet. That's part of the fun. Is it possible? Can we do it? Because this is basically just a moon rocket. I've not tried to except for adding 1 tank of fuel and some parachutes. This is the same design as the moon rocket that I designed. and it's none different. And you may notice, look here at the top here. Let's zoom in. You may notice here that there ain't no stinking mech jeb either. You know, we're doing this with just balls and protractors, and I'm fresh out of protractors. So basically, we're just doing this on balls. Balls and my practiced eye as to angles is all we're using. There ain't no fucking mech jeb here. Okay? Now you may see other people who are doing all kinds of fancy things with the fucking mech jeb. There ain't no fucking mech jeb here. Okay? The only mech jeb is between my ears. Alright, let's get it going. If I do the launch exactly right, I should get into orbit with just these lower stages here, without having to use any of the nuclear stage. If I don't do it quite right, I probably have to use some of the nuclear stage. So let's save in case I made any changes. No, I didn't. And launch this bitch. Okay, we're getting about 6 to 7 frames a second. Not great. Okay, we're up to about 18, 19 frames a second. Now, you may also notice additionally that there are some changes with the appearance of the video this time. That's because it's been taking me like 24 hours to render these videos. That's just too freaking long. So what I did is I'm recording it at a smaller size, but I'm going to render it uncompressed because the compressor I have been using for that just bites anyway. So I'm going to render it uncompressed. That's going to save me some time, and then when I go to upload it to YouTube, I'm going to use the very cool compressor that I have that actually doesn't suck. So you may notice that you may not have an option for high resolution anymore. You may notice some visual differences, but they won't be all bad. And I needed to do it anyway because it was tying up my computer for 24 hours at a time. So let's throttle up. SAS on. Launch of the Simplicity 1 in 3, 2, 1, now! Got some nice stability going on. Okay, I'm not sure if you can hear me above the roar of the engines. What happens is that these will drop first. These three will drop first. They're feeding fuel into these ones, and then this one and the core stage will detonate. They'll burn. So not detonate, hopefully. Oh, that's not good. Alright, well I'm still intact, so screw it. It doesn't matter. Little explosion, little boom, no biggie. Okay, now let's do our gravity turn. Let's wait till we get to a left. Okay. Let's do our gravity turn. Let me turn on Find Control right quick. Okay. Alright. We have done our gravity turn. And like I say, if I've do everything exactly right, I shouldn't have to use any of the nuclear engines to get to orbit. If I don't do everything exactly right, I might have to use a little. Alright, what do we got? Okay, let's tilt over some more. Alright, we're getting there pretty fast. $71. There we go. Okay, we got almost a full fuel tank there, and half a tank there. And like I said, you may not have been able to hear me, but the way I had it arranged is I had the other booster that dropped feeding into this one, and then when that one drops, this core booster, which has the vectorable engines to help it navigate, kicks in too. And we've actually got quite a reasonable amount of fuel left, considering. So I don't think it's going to be any problem getting to orbit on just the core stages, the first stages. Okay. Let's get... Oh. Alright. That's a weird sound. Okay, we're good. No worries. Alright, talk to me. Up, we're almost out. Then we'll just have a little bit of fuel in that core stage. Hope that's going to be enough. Uh-oh. Let's get in line here. Fire it up. Okay, we did not get all the way to orbit on just the core stage. Oh, stop wiggling around. Okay, we've gone past our apoapsis, so we gotta deflect upwards a bit. Okay, that was kind of disappointing because I was hoping to get this all the way up on just the core stage. And I don't think the difference between this one and this prototype, the previous one, was simply that I just added this and the wings and stuff. I didn't think that was going to make that big of a deal, but maybe it did. So what I might do is strap on some solid rocket boosters to this thing, so I can get this whole thing up in orbit without having having to use up the gas. Because really, this is not a whole lot of gas to get to Duna and back on, so I can't really afford to waste any. So we'll go ahead and abort this. In flight. Vehicle assembly building. And we will strap on some solid rocket boosters. Okay, we're ready to launch, and we have Sid Fraud Kerman commanding. He's one of those guys who are sort of in between moods. You know, they're not total screaming ninnies, but they're not too brave either. So he's commanding, and I'm not going to have the throttle set. I think part of my problem last time was I had my throttle set to the max at liftoff. I'm going to not have it set that high this time. And then only throttle up after we get the solid rockets off. So, and I removed the fins from this booster because I thought it was probably pulling it into the side of the other booster and causing that little explosion we had. So, SAS on. In 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah, I can actually turn it down a little bit more. Sid Fraud's looking a little dubious, but not too frightened yet. We'll see how he feels after we do the stage separation. Yeah, he's a little bit more freaked out, not much. Okay, caps lock on. Tilts her over a bit. And we're not going to use full thrust. Okay. I don't know why it defaults to looking at the wrong side of the planet. Oh, here's a pro tip. Now these aerospike engines have a tendency to not attach to these peripheral boosters here. If you attach a fuel tank to this one and put the aerospike on it, then detach the fuel tank and put it on the side booster, it'll work. But there's something in the code that tries to prevent you from using this as a strap-on booster. Okay, time to tilt over a little more. Get in there. Stay. We're looking for 71. That's just above the atmosphere. That's it. Okay, we still have a touch of fuel in these strap-on boosters. Nothing to write home about, though. It looks like I have actually less fuel than I had last time. Oh, but this one's full up. These are all full up. What the hell? Did I not burn this stage at all? Oh yeah, I did burn it, but just not much. Okay, well that makes up for it. Alright, stay on track. Stay on target. Throttle maximum. Yeah, I think I got to orbit faster this time and used up more of the external boosters, but less of the internal ones. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're almost there. Don't have a whole lot of surplus fuel, but probably don't need a whole lot. Okay, I'm gonna wait till I'm almost at my apoapsis before I do the burn. Try to get the maximum value out of it. And now. That'll work. Okay, we're in orbit. Now I still got a hair of fuel left. Okay, now we wait to get aligned up with Duna. We're going to have to do something a little bit weird here, though. Okay, so imagine Duna was up here somewhere, okay? We would normally do our burn down about here. The thing is we're going to the moon first, so we're going to have to instead, let's see, we'll have to do our burn when we get down here, and the moon is out about that way somewhere. So we will do our burn here when the moon is like right around here. So we have to get lined up with Duna first, and then we'll have to get lined up for our burn to go to the moon. Then we're going to do a flyby of the moon at very low altitude, like less than 6,000 meters if I can get away with it. And we're going to do a burn at our periapsis at the moon to get some of the Oberth effect going on. And that will hopefully sling us out far enough that we'll get to Duna without having to use any kind of extra fuel beyond what it takes to go to the moon. We'll have to see if that actually pans out. Okay, so I got to get everything aligned. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, here's the slightly iffy part, or actually one of several probably slightly iffy parts. I am perfectly aligned with Duna now. Thing is, I've got to wait until the moon is like up here. So it means we can't take off right exactly at the optimal time. We're going to take off pretty close. It won't be that many hours before the moon gets lined up. But that's one part of it that's kind of dicey. One part of several probably. So what I'll do is I'll get ready to do our burn to the moon, and then we will catch up at that point. Okay, this is a little hairy to be dead honest. I'm a little nervous about whether this is going to work at all. I mean, this is probably one of the, well, there's different kinds of risks. This is the closest I've come to a risk of not actually getting to where I'm trying to go to in a while. It should work, but there's an awful lot to go wrong. For instance, I got to get this alignment with the moon just right so that I'm leaving the moon's influence at just the right time. I'm not using mech jeb. I'm not, not using any kind of helpers or anything like that. I'm just using my eyeballs. So there's an awful lot that could go wrong here, and probably will. If it screws up, now I do have quick saves, but if it's something that's just not savable, it'll just have to fail. That's just that. That's just the way it is. Okay, let me take a look at my alignment right quick. Okay, a little tense. Doing some major orbital mechanics here. Okay, let's get aligned. Come on. And let's go. No guts, no glory. Or the statement that comes after that is no pain, no gain. Yeah. No pain, no gain. With a focus on the pain part. Okay, for whatever reason it's emptying this tank first. Actually, emptying this tank and this tank simultaneously. Whatever. Okay. I probably need to do some final adjustments when I get over there. But I am needing to get a periapsis of about 6,000 meters. So lots less than this. We'll get it down to about 10,000 meters, then we'll do some adjustments once we get closer in. Or we can just stick with 6,000 meters, yeah. Okay. And it's going to be a little bit hairy. It's very close to the surface. Mucho, mucho danger. Of course, danger is our business. We are Danger Man. Okay. I used a little more fuel than I would like. This may be a one-way trip to Duna. We'll have to see. Well, locking up. That took a fair amount of our fuel, and taking off from Duna is going to take a fair amount of our fuel. So, will it work? I don't know. It's worth a shot, though. That's what this is all about, is trying new things, creating new explosions, finding new ways to condemn Kerbals to death in the icy blackness of space. That's what it's all about. Right, Sid Fraud? Yes, I know that you agree with me totally. You are totally willing to throw away your life in the interest of science. And more importantly, the interest of entertainment of myself and my subscribers. You're okay with that, aren't you, Sid Fraud? Sure you are. I can see it in your face. You're totally okay with that. How did they get you into the space program, Sid Fraud? They kidnapped you? Aww. Well, I'm sorry about that, but, you know, on the bright side, everybody dies, you know? And you're dying, you could be dying for the better interests of science and entertainment. More importantly, entertainment. So that's not the worst way you could go. But if you do happen to make it alive back to Kerbin, you'll be a hero. So there's that. But probably you're not. Okay. Let's bring it on in. Alright, let's look at my periapsis now. Oopsies. Up, 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 up. Ooh, cool. Shiny. Oop. Okay. Oh, frack me. What the hell? Okay, okay. No, never mind. I thought for a second it was going into orbit around the moon. It was not have been cool. Okay, you see already it's projecting a significant boost over just going to the moon there. But there's going to be yet another boost coming up. Okay, periapsis, please. 7,000 meters. I want to get it closer. Okay, 7,000. Let's see if we can get it down to at least 6,000. Oops! Went a little too far. That's okay. 5-7 works for me. It's gonna be hairy, man. That's gonna be hairy. Shit. Oh well. No guts, no glory, right, Sidfrod? Ah, he's smiling now. He's resigned to his fate. He's like, well, you know, there's a remote chance that I could be a great space hero. Or I could die painlessly, reasonably much. I mean, you know, it could be worse. I could get his face eating bacteria, or you know, eaten alive by wolverines or something. So as a way to die goes, dying in space is not the worst. It's not really pleasant, but it's not the worst. Okay, enough of that. Let's see. I'll be flying right over the suicide ship, it looks like. Okay. Let's get pointed prograde again. Now what I'm going to do is right when I get near my periapsis, I'm going to do a burn to take me the rest of the way out to Duna. That's going to take advantage of the Oberth effect, which means that basically, well, no, it's going to take advantage of the Oberth. Well, the first thing I'm doing, let me back up. First thing I'm doing is a gravitational slingshot. That's why this is already out like that. Okay? What the deal is that this is already going this way. And when I get down here, it's going to pull me along with it. So it's going to pull me more in the direction I'm wanting to go. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to burn down near my periapsis. That will take advantage of the Oberth effect. It basically means that the faster you're going, the more effective your use of fuel is going to be. You're going to get more thrust for the same amount of fuel. So we're going to take advantage of both of those factors and use them to get us out to Duna. And hopefully by the time we leave the moon, we will already have we'll already be near Duna. And we'll wait until we actually get out there to fix up our encounter. But and that's just about equatorial. That's good. Let's bring her on in. It's remotely possible that because of time compression, I may have to fix my periapsis yet again. We'll have to see. Okay, it's stressful. A little bit stressful. Exciting, stressful, all those sorts of emotions. It looks like I clear the surface, but you never know. I could be sending old Gitfred or whatever his name is. What the hell is your name, dude? Sidfrod, not Gitfred. Sidfrod. Maybe sending an old Sidfrod into a mountain, but we'll have to see. That's part of the fun of exploration. Possibility of a violent death. Yeah. Okay. I'm leery of doing too much time compression because I want to be prepared for my burn when time comes. And I'm also leery of it because I don't want it to screw up my periapsis. So. Okay. We're going in the rest of the way on normal speed. Okay, we're still at 550. How you feeling, Sidfrod? Feeling good? Feeling optimistic? That's good. That's what we like to see in an astronaut, is a optimistic attitude. Yep, you're going to be going awful close to that lunar surface. But that's okay. We figured it out that you're going to be fine. Except for, maybe one chance in 10 I've screwed up my calculations. What the hell is that? Weird. Okay. I'm seeing the orbit tracks or some shit. It's kind of weird. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'll time compress a little bit. I don't want to wind up smacking into the planet, though. The moon. The Mun. The moon called Mun. There's some mountains over there, yep. How you feeling, pal? Might want to take your stress pills. We're about to burn the coattails off this moon, buddy. Either that or we're going to atomize your remains of this rocket all over its surface. One of the two. One of those two things is going to happen. Let's turn the shiny side up. Just for grins. Alrighty. Now we need to... Well, okay, we still got a ways to go. We can admire the sights with you for a minute, Sidfrod. Yep, you're going right in there, buddy. Okay, what about? I got about a minute. Question is, how early should I burn? The more I burn near the periapsis, the better it's going to... Whoa, shit, buddy. Fucking A. God damn it. Okay. The closer we burn to our periapsis, the more effect of the Oberth we're going to have. But if we wait too long, that means that I'm going to be burning way out here, and that defeats the purpose. So... Yeah, you're in there in the train, buddy. You'll be waving to people on the mountaintops here pretty quick. There's a suicide ship, I think. Okay. Focus, focus. We have to concentrate. If I do a full thrust burn fairly close, nah, shit. No, we need to just go ahead and go. Okay, looks like I screwed the pooch somehow. Unfortunately, I came around the wrong side of the moon. I needed to be further that way. What the hell is this? Curb and escape? Okay, well, you don't want to show me where we're escaping to? I guess not, because we don't have that many layers of, shit. Fuck, 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 fuck. Fuck! Yeah, we screwed Poochie. Well, we may be able to redeem this. Hold on. Okay. Well, wherever we're going, we're gonna go there. Go there in pronto. All right, I'll see what this does. Yeah, I didn't even think about the fact that you know, we can go different angles on the moon, and I screwed up the angle. But we'll see what we get here. Oh, looks like we're going we're going to Eve. Okay, well that's fine. I've never been to Eve. Actually, I guess we'll have to go to Gilly because I know I won't be able to get up off the surface of Eve. Or we could land. I've never actually been to Eve itself, so I could put old Guilford or whatever the hell his name is on Eve. I just would never be able to get him off. Yeah, I did the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. All right. But this orbital mechanic shit is not all that it's not as simple as it makes out to be. Well, we're going somewhere. Okay. This has just become my first Eve landing. I'm going the wrong way. I need a break. And of course, I have no idea. I wasn't planning to go to Eve, so I have no idea whether I'm lined up to do that. I probably would guess that I'm not. Or we could always send Guilford to the sun. All right, what am I doing here? I'm doing the wrong thing. I was right to begin with. Sidfront, I've got some bad news for you. This has turned into a one-way trip to Eve, or to just to death in deep space, one way or the other. It could be either of those things. But it's definitely not. What it's not going to be is it's not going to be a trip to Duna, and it's not going to be a return trip either. No. Nope. No return trip. No deposit. No return. What's the inclination like here? Fucked up. Yep. I would say fucked up. Okay, let's burn south. Now this is really fuel efficient, not. All right. And like I say, our mission has changed. Like I said at the beginning, I reserve the right to screw up the Kerbal Space Program of the Kerbals however I see fit, and this is one way. Although I've learned something about you know, how not to do a gravitational assist to Duna. I mean, the gravitational assist worked, but it just worked in the wrong direction. Yeah, it worked. It just didn't work right. Didn't work well. No, it worked exactly the opposite of the way that I hoped it would. Okay, buddy. Whatever your name is. What the hell is your name again? Ah, Sid Fraud. Sid Fraud. How could I forget? Sid Fraud. Game for a little trip to the sun? Hmm? Did you like that? It's dawned on him finally. What the hell's going on? You're like, oh shit, I fucked up. Okay. Well, back to trying to get an encounter with something. I'm not even all the way out here. Let's go ahead and time compress out the rest of the way. What the fuck? What in the world? Oh my lord. What the hell? What happened? It just went up in a poof. What in the hell? Babies. Babies of the Space Kraken. No! Okay. Quick load. What the hell? I've never had the babies of the Space Kraken actually totally destroy a ship before. I mean, just vaporize it. Never had that happen. Okay. Now, here's a interesting quandary. If I can get going off of this side of the moon, I'll be heading in the right direction, I think. Or actually, if I can figure a way to bend it in enough to get going off of this side of the moon, I can actually get to Duna. That means I'm going to have to brake first and then accelerate. That's kind of a screwed up way of doing it. Okay, well that might at least get us in the right direction. Yep, the babies of the Space Kraken or something just totally destroyed my ship. For no apparent reason.
We love you, Bob. We love you, Bob. We love you, Bob. We love you, Bob.
Space Kraken, baby! Okay, we've been going around in circles for about 2 years and haven't found anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to burn out the last remaining bit of our fuel to see how close we can get to the sun. Because at least that's a body that we can explore. And even though it will kill him, he doesn't care at this point. He just wants the nightmare to end. Look at him. He just wants the nightmare to end. It's okay, buddy. We're gonna take care of that for you pretty quick here. He just wants the nightmare to be over. Poor guy. Okay, we're gonna burn out the rest of our fuel to see how close we can get to the sun. Okay, that was our fuel. Don't worry, Sid Fraud. In only about 22 days, it'll all be over for you. Yeah. You're going to be merging with that big old fusion ball right there. Yeah. Oh well. Yep, it's getting close. Time to merge with your primordial elements of the solar system, buddy. You always wanted to be you always wanted to be fusion energy, didn't you, Sidfod? Your light will shine on Kerbin for a whole second or two. Your photons will return to Kerbin in time. Unless Kerbin's on the other side of the... No, you're good. Your photons may have a chance of actually getting to Kerbin. Okay. Okay, how you feel about a spacewalk? You feeling okay about that? Yeah. You need to go visit that there's big sun. Yeah. Ooh, cool. If you catch it on the edge, you can see the texture, but if you look at it straight on, you can't see it. Cool. Hey, buddy. The sun's waiting for you. You wanted it all to end, right? You're tired of this shit, right? Here we go. Full jetpack burn. Right to the sun. Goodbye, spacecraft. Time to die. Time for me to meet my maker. Oh shit, that's just barely changing his orbit. That's not gonna work. Too bad. Okay. Well, I guess you'll go back. Might as well go back to the ship and dive asphyxiation slowly. Uh-oh. You may not be able to get back there, buddy. Yeah, may not be able to make it. It's running away with you. Yeah. Sorry about that, pal. Okay, well, I'll put him out of his misery. What the hell? Game crashed. Okay. Okay, it turns out that I cannot give Sidfraud a merciful death. Every time I try to go to him, the game crashes. I mean, crashes all the way. So unfortunately, Sidfraud, I'm sorry. I was going to tell you about the suicide pill hidden in your helmet, but, you know, you're just going to have to die out there alone in the vastness of space. I can't grant you a merciful death. What I'll probably actually do is I'll load a quick save and then cancel the mission. Now for next time, I kind of actually would like to do this right. I'm not quite sure what how I'm going to change things to do it right, but I think I might next time I might do the same thing except not fuck it up. Except not fuck it up. Because if I could figure my way around those gravity assists, it would be helpful, you know, save gas and get to the planets with more resources and stuff. So if I can get a handle on the gravity assists, it would be a good thing. So I think maybe, and of course everything is totally subject to change, maybe next time I will try the gravity assist again, but I think I'm going to call it quits for right now. Y'all have a good day or good evening, whichever it is. Happy Halloween, and I will see you next time.
We love you, Bob. We love you, Bob. We love you, Bob. We love you, Bob.
Space Kraken, baby!